Okay, how to tell if you have low testosterone. There are many symptoms that could be low testosterone, could be thyroid, could be lifestyle, but how do you actually know if you have low testosterone? So let's say you're eating right, you're working out, you're getting decent sleep, you've checked the boxes of lifestyle, habit, diet, and you just still feel out of it. You feel tired, you feel weaker, obviously not recovering well if you're working out, your sleep just doesn't feel right, you feel like you may have low testosterone. Maybe you had a friend who had low testosterone and went on TRT and they feel amazing. So you're kind of comparing yourself to them and other people, maybe comparing yourself from a few years back, and it's obvious that you're feeling out of it, very fatigued, right? So today I'm going to walk through the real signs that you can look for, possibly why they can happen, and some steps you can take right now to possibly raise your testosterone or consider TRT if and when it fits for you. TRT is not for everyone, and there's a chance that you have lower testosterone for other reasons. So, you know, we're going to go through those. So my name's Alex, and I am one of the owners and operators of Habitat Healthcare, and we help people with bioidentical hormone replacement, testosterone being one of the most, you know, popular and primary ones that we deal with. We also do longevity and preventative medicine, and we do primary care. And, it's very often that men feel like they have low testosterone, and it can be a big issue, but it can be easily remedied with TRT. So we're going to get into some of the symptoms here that you can check off. If you have three or more of these symptoms, my opinion is that you should really consider testosterone replacement, TRT. And we're going to go over some labs at the end that you can, maybe go up and check off with your doctor to see for a better diagnosis if you actually have low T. Now remember, some of these symptoms overlap with other things, but let's go over some of the most common symptoms, okay? So let's start with what you might notice in your daily life. And I'm gonna try and put some of these points on the screen here as I talk so you can kind of go through these, right? So one of the main ones that we see with TRT is persistent fatigue. This is a little bit different than just being tired or crashing in the middle of the day. This could be you wake up feeling tired, you do crash during the middle of the day, but you also feel tired during the entirety of the day. So literally just like small mundane tasks seem harder, and the gym is just like not going your way. You don't have the motivation or drive because you're so tired. So this is persistent fatigue. And I'm talking about waking up groggy, of course, crashing in the afternoon-ish, never really feeling on, okay? No matter how much sleep or caffeine you get, it's not masking. And, caffeine, it's a whole nother subject, but if you're constantly going after caffeine to do just normal tasks, that could be a sign of persistent fatigue. Testosterone plays a big role in how your cells produce energy. And so when your testosterone is low, you're going to feel it everywhere, in the entire system. So let's go to symptom number 2. Loss of strength and muscle. So you may obviously see a decrease in muscle mass. So you're like, man, I used to, feel my shirt's a little bit different, feel my sleeves a little bit different. I'm not feeling that. My shirt's a little like baggy, and I'm not feeling, if you're at the gym, I'm not feeling bigger. I'm not seeing the pump I want. There's an obvious decrease in muscle, and strength is a very easy objective thing to look at. And you can be like, oh, wow, I was benching like 225 for 3 to 5 reps, and now I can barely get one. This doesn't make sense. So loss of strength and muscle is very much linked to testosterone, because the inverse is when you optimize testosterone, those are some of the first things you recognize, especially at the gym, is that your strength just starts to go up, muscle mass starts to go up. Makes sense. So the third one, and this is one I see a lot, is belly fat. Believe it or not, a lot of guys will try and mask the persistent fatigue, but they can't mask the belly fat. So this is fat primarily around the midsection and hips as well as the belly. Low T can also change where your body fat is stored. Not only that, but when your testosterone goes down, sometimes your estrogen goes down, but your estrogen will plateau sometimes, and as your testosterone goes down, sometimes that ratio between testosterone and estrogen is not in your favor, and that can increase body fat in the midsection, specifically in other areas. And it can increase fat a lot quicker too with the same calories. This isn't good. So you may even heard the term low testosterone belly, and that's because this hormone, like we said, helps regulate metabolism and body composition. And that should be obvious with people who abuse testosterone, because what do you see? You see increased muscle mass, decrease in belly fat. So when you have low testosterone, think of those things going in the inverse. Now the fourth one, and these symptoms and signs are not particularly in any order. So this one is the big one: low libido and sexual performance changes. Not things that guys like to talk about, but is usually a red flag. Sometimes it's the first red flag that's like there's something wrong. They go through all these other changes and say, oh, this is just aging, age-related decline in muscle strength. Yeah, I'm tired, but I'm getting older. But once libido is impacted, men take that very seriously, and it's kind of like an emergency. What do I do? And they run out the door to a urologist and try and figure this out. So a drop in sex drive, along with fewer morning erections, changes in sexual performance, are among the clearest signs in men. So this could be any of those signs. It could be low drive. It could be a little bit of erectile dysfunction. Testosterone is very powerful in the brain as well as other areas of the body. Of course, in men, it's going to be our reproductive areas, or testes, all these things. And it can impact all these different layers. So libido is one of the first ones that you can sometimes really see clearly that it's testosterone going down, and it's usually the first thing that kind of they notice go up. Although it can take many months to see improvements on TRT, that's a huge sign, is libido. So moving on to number 5, we're going to do mood and motivation shifts. Okay. Testosterone is also a neurosteroid. Like we just said, it impacts the brain. This is very important because it can increase things like dopaminergic tone. It can increase things like certain endorphins, serotonin, etc. But just think about it as a very important neurosteroid that has to do with a lot of motivational aspects of becoming a man, taking risks, those sort of things. So when your testosterone decreases, it doesn't just hit your body, it hits your brain, okay? It hits your mind. It affects how you feel. You may feel more irritable, more stressed out, more anxiety, and being more reactive to things that normally would never, ever do that. So we see as you correct testosterone, you actually can kind of deal with more stress. So again, the inverse is lower testosterone, your stress tolerance is very low, okay? So you're less motivated because of that, or like you've lost interest in things you used to enjoy, and you just don't care. You have kind of a careless mindset. And this could be a small shift, but it's a shift nonetheless, okay? And sometimes this gets misdiagnosed as depression, and although I kind of can agree that this kind of low testosterone will give you some low, like I would say, depression symptoms. You feel lower, and it's kind of misdiagnosed. And testosterone, I will add, as well as thyroid, can act as very, very good depression medications, because you're not just depressed for no reason. The neurotransmitters in your brain and neurosteroids are too low to function. So these hormones play a huge role in emotional stability. Let's move on. So why does this happen? Why do we get low T? For most men, testosterone peaks in their 20s and slowly declines. Lifestyle factors can speed it up, okay? Now, what I like to talk about are things called endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs. And without talking about these for hours, because there's so many of them, Think of these as kind of unnatural pollutants. Think of like microplastics as an example, pollution in the air, all sorts of contaminants and different chemicals and PFAs, etc., that leak into our water in very small amounts, leak into our food, things that we wear, plastic, even our cooking ware like non-stick. Over time, all of these little things, although they're so small, they're microdosed and they don't matter. They do matter, and they do affect your hormone production. We know this. It's in the literature, scientifically proven, shown that there are certain endocrine disrupting chemicals that can decrease your testosterone production. That's not good. And there's very little we can do. We can try and like manipulate our water and our food, but there's only so much we can do to get away from these things. So besides the chemical and pollution, if you will, there's also lifestyle factors. So gaining too much body fat is going to decrease your testosterone. Stress can lower your testosterone. Bad sleep will tank your testosterone, as well as do so many other negative consequences of these things in your body. Testosterone, you have to think about, this is sexual reproduction. That's what testosterone really is for, if you think about it, because it's the main sex hormone. And when you're under stress and you're stressing your body out with all these other things, your brain's going to be like, hey man, sexual reproduction is not the primary thing we're going after right now. We got to survive. But you get stuck in this survival mode for so long, and your testosterone is kind of blunted. So that could be a thing as well. So chronic stress, poor sleep, carrying extra weight, certain medications can decrease testosterone. So talk to your doctor about that. Certain medical conditions, insulin resistance, like you see in diabetes, can all contribute. They can all contribute, 100%. So even in your 30s and 40s, these factors can bring your testosterone down to levels where symptoms start to show. And I will say that the reference range that you see mostly in the United States, LabCorp and Quest, have this reference range. And that reference range typically based on the bell curve of the average people who are getting their testosterone checked. But if you logically think about this, most men who get their testosterone checked are checking it because they think it's low, or they have some condition maybe. You also think about like 70 to 75% of the population in the United States are overweight or obese. All those people are getting, if they get their testosterone checked, are averaging into this reference range, and decade after decade we see the reference range going lower and lower and lower. That being said, your testosterone now could be mid-range, but just 20 years ago it would have been low or hypogonadal. So that being said, it takes a very skilled clinician to understand all this and go through this with you to make sure that they're actually diagnosed this correctly. Okay. So you check these symptoms off, right? And these symptoms could be from other things, could be stress related, different condition, thyroid, etc. And that being said, that's why Habitat Healthcare does like a very extensive check of all these things. So how do you actually know, right? You check these symptoms. In the beginning of the video, we said, do you have 3 or more of these symptoms? You may be like, oh, I have all these symptoms. Ethically and legally in the United States, we now have to check your lab work. Okay, cool. So what do we check in your lab work? We want to check your total testosterone. We want to check your free testosterone. We want to check your sex hormone binding globulin. In Habitat Healthcare's clinic, we want to look at your thyroid panel, because thyroid can potentially cause all these symptoms if it's too low. You may have Hashimoto's or thyroiditis and never been really checked for this, and that could cause all of these symptoms. Thyroid can actually impact testosterone directly. So we want to check thyroid, and we have a thyroid panel, usually TSH, free T3, free T4, reverse, and antibodies, different antibodies we do for thyroid. So a comprehensive metabolic panel as well to show your liver and your kidneys and your blood glucose, see if you have insulin resistance, anything like that. Very, very important. So if your testosterone labs match the symptoms, then you can have an intelligent conversation with your doctor and say, hey, I think this is something we need to look into. And, you can prescribe from there. So those are some of the symptoms. And there's many other symptoms that we can talk about, but those are the main symptoms that pop up. And also keep in mind that reference range. And if you are below the reference range for sure, which is around 300 total, you should definitely consider testosterone therapy. It could be life-changing for you. So those are some of the signs and symptoms. I really thank you guys for watching. And if this helped you, you can hit the like, you can subscribe if you like. I'm going to drop more videos like this and hit every subject I can within the testosterone area. If you have any of these symptoms, or maybe you've been on TRT, go ahead and drop a comment and let us know what you're thinking. I read all the comments and I reply to all of them. Your health is your foundation, so get your testosterone checked, stay healthy, take care of yourself. See you guys next time.